It's time to bang that ear drum as we have another episode of Audio Oomox, the preeminent Star Trek Deep Space Nine podcast with your host Brian and
Alex.
And we are thrilled to be back with you. We are closing in on the end of Season 2 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And if you're just tuning in for the first time or getting in the rhythm of what we do, Brian and I are two dudes, obviously, who like Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We love Star Trek, and I love DS9. I'm Alex, and Brian is just kind of getting into it because when it first aired, he was not available to watch it every time, and so he has a passing knowledge of it and an interest.
Right.
But it's not.
But I was out of country, so this is, I'm able to re-enjoy the handful of episodes that I did see and see for the first time many of these episodes, and so it's our hope is that Alex's depth of knowledge and history with the episodes and with the series, juxtaposed with my kind of fresh eyes newness to the series, will create a unique perspective, one that maybe some other podcasts out there in the universe do not have.
Well, I think maybe we're succeeding because we have something to report.
Oh yeah, we have a new, just a brand new iTunes
review.
That's what it's called.
Have you had your coffee?
Sorry. So to our listeners, we typically record on a Wednesday night. We're recording a little early. It's actually a Sunday morning after staying up a bit late on a Saturday night watching some preseason football.
Yep. Congrats to the Steelers for beating
yes,
the
thank you
Chiefs.
very much.
Yeah. Enjoy the feeling.
So anyway, a little slow, trying to get some caffeine, a little raktajino, rocking the raktajino this morning, and
extra sweet.
Anyway, back to the review. So we got a great review just within the last 2 weeks, and it was from Pirate 45, who gave us a 5-star. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And simply said, these two have great on-air chemistry. As a big fan of DS9, it's fun to listen to a couple of fans have as much fun talking about it as I do watching it. So, and we do. And thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
That's fantastic. And this is easy to do. We're not asking for, we don't always ask for any super long, drawn out reviews. Just keep it simple and tell us what you think, and hopefully it's a 5-star. But tell us what you think, and that helps us get the word out.
It does.
So,
and just remember, we don't claim any special knowledge of Star Trek. We didn't help create the show. We are not TV people. I'm a writer by trade, partially, but I've not written for television. We're just people who love the show, and we spend some time with it, and we figured you want to listen in on the conversations he and I would have about DS9 now that we're having them. So without further ado, though, big thanks to him or her, who that might, Pirate 45, whoever that person may be. We appreciate it, and we hope to see other reviews coming up soon. It helps other people find the show.
Great.
One other thing. Had a nice email at audioomox@gmail.com. He's a new entry into our Star Trek giveaway. It's Michael, and here's what Michael sent us.
Hi, I'm Michael. My favorite episode from DS9 will be The Ascent.
Short and sweet. I appreciate that. He's talking about The Ascent, by the way. The Ascent is an episode we'll be covering in down the road. I think it's season 5, and that's one where Quark and Odo have to work together to survive on a planet. Like they're climbing a mountain and stuff. It reminds me of that old movie, kind of like The Defiant Ones. Not quite the same, but it's two guys who don't really like each other have to band together and pull together to survive. So that's a great episode. I love that, and I love that. That's not one that you would have heard most people say is their favorite, and I think it's a very good one, and I'm looking forward to talking about that one and when we get to season 5.
Cool. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So remember, if you would like to send yours and be in the entry pool for a Star Trek gift, it's audioomox@gmail.com. Email us. Just get on your phone, record a memo, zip it over to us at that email address. The link is in the show notes always. Just send it that way. And I should say we're getting closer to doing it. We've only got 2 or 3 in the pool right now. And just to be fair, we're going to get a few more entries Or if we feel like we've waited long enough in the next few weeks, we'll just pull one out and send you, announce that and send you that gift. So, but Michael, thank you so much for doing that. So without further ado, I think it's time that we collaborate on The Collaborator.
The Collaborator.
Yeah, so this one first aired in 1994. It's teleplay by Gary Holland, Ira Stephen Bear, and Robert Hewitt Wolf from a story by Gary Holland, directed by Cliff Bull. Basically, Vedek's Winn and puerile run against each other for Kai.
Right.
And Winn obtains info indicating that puerile may have revealed locations of Bajoran rebels to the Cardassians, leading to the rebels' deaths during the occupation, therefore being a collaborator. There's a lot more to it than that. It's very much about the relationship between Kira and puerile.
Correct.
And there's a couple of moments in there that really signal what's going to happen in the future. Mm-hmm. Yeah, particularly that great scene between Sisko and Winn.
Yes,
where he's really just seething. They don't like each other at all.
They don't.
You know, and who wouldn't love the lovable Kai Winn? I mean, or excuse me, Vedek Winn at this point. She's such a lovely, warm Bajoran, you know.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, for me, I mean, I'm a little interested in just that, the way her political aspirations really drive her, and obviously as a character, you're supposed to dislike her, and
right.
she does a fantastic job, and so that you have to appreciate, yet seething inside at how she schemes in order to get her way, and seeing those types of things play out in the political and religious world today. I certainly see it as it's really a mirror to some of what's happening in our political arena now.
Yeah, I think so. It's interesting that Star Trek is using religion this way too. It's fairly antithetical to Gene Roddenberry's. Frankly, I call them kind of his straitjacket principles. If I was as a writer, right, I would find it very difficult to write for Roddenberry because he did not want conflict amongst the major characters. He wanted everybody to just get along, because in 200, 300 years in the future, we don't argue or have problems with each other. Please.
Right.
And secondly, though,
perfect teamwork.
Perfect. Yeah. And he was not. He may have been spiritual, but he was not religious, and he did not believe in organized religion, and he did not want organized religion to have center seat in Star Trek at all. And I can agree with some of that. I'm not
right.
real big on organized religion myself these days, but so I see this and I think it's excuse me as I noisily shift in my chair. I see this and I think, yeah, Roddenberry wouldn't like this, but I can move beyond that. And again, we don't go through point by point on plot here. I know that I've been saying that a lot lately. I just want to remind maybe new listeners, like, well, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
But go watch the episode.
Watch the episode.
Yeah, you don't want us to sit here and rattle off. It's a lot more entertaining if you watch it than we tell you about it. So how the plot goes. So anyway, but I have my issues with the Bajoran mysticism and spiritual stuff.
Right.
I'll be honest. I have to in episodes like this. I can see the richness of them here and there, but also I'm stifling a yawn quite often. And Philip Anglum, who plays puerile, does the same thing to me. I don't find him very magnetic as a performer. So
here's where I will give the Bajoran religion credit.
Okay.
It's an actual being. They actually contact it, they actually see it, and actually experience it. So it just happens to be aliens that they think are gods.
Wormhole aliens, yeah.
But it's something that they can expose themselves to, and using the orbs that create these actual visions beyond time, even though they're cryptic. I could certainly understand if they were exposed to that prior to their technological advancement. It was obviously prior to the discovery of the wormhole. Mm-hmm. They were just worshiping actual beings that were far more advanced than they were. That I understand. What I don't understand is, again, you have the religious elite are the ones that get to expose themselves to the orbs and see their future.
Right.
I'm sure Joe Bajoran, or Bajoran Joe, because their last name and first name are reversed.
Nice.
Can't walk up and say, "Hey, can I see the orb? I've got an important decision I need to make. Whether I'm going to take this new job or not. Can I, can you open up the orb for me real quick?"
Yeah.
It just
let me have a
happen.
little peek there at the orb there. Cha-cha.
Yeah, I'm trying to about to buy some lotto tickets. Could you open up the orb?
I need to check the shake weight of prophecy here.
It just doesn't happen. So that again, that for me, it's a mirror of our current state, where the religious elite have the access, they have the money, they have all these things, and the common person is expected to have faith without those things, while they're not. And it just anyway, again, a mirror to us.
I think so. I'm fair with that. As I said earlier, I've had issues with the organized religion for a few years now.
Sure,
I'm no longer party to it, and a lot of that is the reason. It's not just, to me, rank hypocrisy, but it's also, I'm fearful that organized religion used improperly is actually more of a means of control of the population rather than a way to commune with a supreme being. So, but that's, I'm not here to proselytize and preach to you.
And honestly, that's not to say I don't think either one of us are opposed to having a personal faith.
No, not at all.
Or a personal set of
a belief system,
beliefs and rules
that involve a supreme being. That's fine. I would love, and I hope and literally pray that there is.
Right.
But I am not very impressed with what organized religion has done with a lot of this stuff. So anyway, but that's
we digress. So now the other thing that's really going on is you've got Vedic Bareil in these visions is seeing some cryptic things happening with then Kai Opaka, who passed away earlier, right? Was that season 1?
Yeah, but then and she went in eventually to that planet. I don't remember the episode's name, but you remember that? Is she dead, or is she actually like a ghost on that planet now? You remember, where she's kind of trying to help broker peace between, and she's dead, and anyway. Yeah, but we see her again, Kai Alpaca. She has a very, very soft coat.
Well, I mean, just to jump ahead. So while he's experiencing all this cryptic stuff, which he obviously knows what's happening, Kira has been tasked to find the truth, and so she finds what she believes is the truth. She believes that Vedic Bareil gave up some people in the resistance, and they were killed by the Cardassians. Come to find out, he actually was protecting Kai Opaka, who gave up that cell with her own son, was a member of that cell, but to save thousands is what was believed. So she sacrificed her own child to save the masses, which is sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does sound a bit familiar, actually. Now that you mention it.
And he took the fall because of the effect that it would have on Opaka's. He was a follower of hers, so he took the fall for her just to protect her good name. So now, of course, he's out of the running for Kai. Winn takes it because of her political scheming. So,
well, yeah, I mean, I think her campaign slogan was pretty effective. Win with Winn. But
there were little buttons. I saw the buttons.
Right. Yeah, but they were shaped like the Sydney Opera House. But here's the thing. So Bareil just seems so, I'm at peace with everything, and it's the way it's supposed to be. And I'm not going to go the easy route and pick on Philip Anglin too much, other than to say I just don't find him. I don't see any real chemistry between him and Kira.
I don't see any chemistry between him and in really anybody. He's kind of milk toasty.
He's just too removed from everything.
I think he's trying to be kind of holy. He's played it like the 80s gospel, Jesus gospel movies, that used to play the miniseries around Easter. Do you remember those?
Well, I guess so. So